And September 2nd, 2005, actor Bob Denver, TV's Maynard G. Krebs, and Gilligan died at 70. I'm Brendan Brooks, and that's Rewind.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote renter's insurance at progressive.com.
He's local. Certified financial planner Jason Qualls. Financial Coaching Radio. Weekdays at 4 on News Radio WGNS. We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at wgnsradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday morning edition of the Roundtable Show. Rick and Wayne, we're throwing things and punching buttons this morning. It's working. And another thing better to say it was Labor Day yesterday because we're all slacking today a little bit. How are you, Wayne?
Good morning. Doing very well. Love this weather.
We love the weather. Football's on TV.
Couldn't be any nicer.
Stands are full.
Still licking my wounds over the Saturday debacle. So I'll hope we can right the ship and salvage season.
Well,
First game, try not to get too down, but been watching MTSU football since 1972. I don't know if I've ever seen us play any poorer.
very disorganized. I don't know. That's the only way I can explain it. Just seeing the highlights of it. I was camped out this weekend in Manchester, so I was staying abreast on my phone and watching all the rest of the games. But man, it was terrible.
I don't know that I've ever seen as many college games in one weekend, because there's a game on Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday.
Yep.
And I was thinking it's almost like a bowl week.
It was.
So, but I OD'd on football. So, but still made time to get out on the water yesterday, and it was a lot of fun.
Notice too, MTSU schedule. We got like a Tuesday night game,
2 Wednesday night games,
2 Wednesday night games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
in
that's
October.
It's like a bowl time. We'll have games just about every night.
Well, CUSA, in order to to get the money, they play when the network says, hey, we want a game on this night. So we in order to get the television money, we got to cooperate with whatever the schedule. And the thing that hurts my heart as much as us playing so poorly was that we really had a good crowd Saturday night.
Whiteout game, yeah.
And I thought, we got a shot, but then unfortunately it just came apart. It just killed me to, finally have some butts in the seats, and I'm afraid our next home game there probably won't be a lot of people.
Well, we got a shot for the next home game. It's homecoming, so you usually have a pretty decent crowd for that, no matter what.
Well, I see a big crowd outside, but at the Grove and over there tailgating on Greenland. But I don't know that I see that many in the stadiums inside the stadium on homecoming. So I don't know.
Fingers crossed.
They look the part, so they got it on tape. They're going to study it this week, and they're going to make some fixes. I mean, it's not that they didn't look like they could play the game, because they did. They're big, good-looking athletes, and you figure what they had 56 new recruits come in, 63 total. Yeah, they'll right the ship.
Well, I'm hopeful.
Optimistic.
I don't know that I'm going to say I'm optimistic, because I was optimistic Saturday, but I'm just going to be hopeful. How's that?
I got you.
So, Brother Rick, this morning we have Miss Cheryl Blanchard again. Always pleased to welcome her back. She's the Middle Tennessee Regional Director of Alzheimer's Tennessee, and I'll tell you this at the end of the show, but I want to tell you right here on the front end, God bless you for what you do for so many families, for a disease that just, rips at the heart of families. Yeah. So, welcome. Good to see you again.
Good to see you guys again too. Almost fall.
And you also have a guest, and you got big doings here with Alzheimer's Tennessee.
We have so much coming up, and can't wait to talk to you guys about it. But yeah, I brought Jonathan Harmon, who's with Cedar Glade Brews, because Jonathan and I both involved in the Murfreesboro community and in the chamber, the Rutherford County Chamber.
Also a fellow Rotarian for Rick and I.
Yeah, and we met there. I've gotten to know each other, and I went to him there at Cedar Glade, and I said, hey, can we talk about doing a percentage day? I have to raise all my own funds to serve these families. And he said, let's do better than that. So this is really his brainchild. I'm super excited. It's our first event together, and cool. He has put together something spectacular.
Yeah, well, I mean, y'all have known me a long time, and I, can't tempt me with a good time. You know what I mean? So we're going to throw a party.
You make me angry, man, and I'm going to tell you why. I've known you since probably middle school.
Yeah, it's about right.
And you come in here with this beard, and it's gray, man. It just really tells me how old I am. It just bothers
so
me,
what
man.
would yours look like if you grew it out?
I have to keep it shaved now, buddy. Yes.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
Rick and I go back a long, long time,
Yes,
almost as long as me and you. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we're throwing a party. It's Friday night. It's this week, which is crazy. We've been planning this for a while, and it's here.
So exciting.
So we're calling it Celebrate the Classics. It's been named several different things along the way. I'm not allowed to go into detail about what I wanted to call it, but anyway, that's okay. Hit me up on Friday, and I'll tell you that one after I've had a couple beers. Yeah, but so we're doing all things classics. It's Grandparents' Day weekend, so it's the Friday before Grandparents' Day, which is that Sunday. We're having a classic car cruise in. Stones River Car Club is sponsoring that, so my friend Jason McLaren over there bringing the club in, so we'll have a cruise in across the street. We've got a stage being set up in the parking lot. We've got everybody's favorite grandpa band, Vagabond Train, is getting up there, and man, those guys are just a really good time. Play a lot of sing-along songs, so you'll know pretty much everything that they play. And we've got tables where folks can sponsor, and when they do, they get 4 seats, plenty of beer, and a charcuterie board. And you get to share the table with some of the folks from our assisted and independent living facilities. So lots of stories going to be told, lots of connection across generations, which is really what it's about.
Yeah. Well, it's really just about bringing in our local seniors, and he says Grandparents Weekend, so bring your grandparents out, send your grandparents over. We just want to celebrate them, get to know them. We've come up with questions for the tables, so the not so senior people, they get to ask questions, and so we're working on those. So there'll be some fun activities so they can get to know each other at their table. So just a time to come together and share a night with folks you may not meet otherwise.
And a late addition, Mr. Bill Wilson, Mr. Murfreesboro, is going to be emceeing the night. So, man, you have no idea what's going to happen with him when he gets behind a microphone. You just have no idea what to expect. But it's going to be a good time. I told him he could tell 3 stories. I had to limit him, so he's going to get to tell 3 stories while he's up there. In between the sets and everything.
About you, or what's this going to be about?
I don't know. I'm having lunch with him today, so hopefully we can prep just a little bit, And then we're making a classic brew as well. It's called an old ale, which is a specific style. And I did get to sneak in my favorite word there, so it's the Geezer Old Ale. Cheryl said I couldn't use that word anywhere except I was like, well, it's my beer, so I'm going to name it whatever I want.
I gave you a beer.
Why did I think the title of this weekend was going to have that word in it, and you were told not to?
You're a pretty smart guy.
Those defective skills.
Attempts were made.
Yeah, I figured it.
They're talking about funny stories, so I bet, Cheryl, with your time, with all these families, that, of course, this disease is tragic, I understand, but I'll bet you have so many funny stories of seniors that have this. They didn't get hurt, but it was comedic, and I'll bet you could write a book.
I've thought about writing a book, actually, and yeah, you're absolutely right. And when I work with families, because one of the things that this is a fundraiser, and those funds go to pay for the work that we actually do for families. So one of the things that pays for is support groups, and I work with a number of people in those different support groups, and they'll share these stories, and we always end up laughing. And we have to tell newcomers, we're not laughing at the person with the diagnosis. We're just laughing at the absolute absurdity of this disease. Yep. And I can tell you one of my favorites. I have her permission real quick. As this lady, her caregiver was walking with her over at Radnor, beautiful Radnor State Park. And she had to come back and tell the daughter, your mom stepped on a snake. We were walking and your mom stepped on a snake. And so the daughter goes, Mom, what did you do? And Mom said, I picked it up and flung it back in the lake. And of course she didn't. But the daughter started laughing because her mom was scared of snakes. Of course she wouldn't have done that. But she said, wow, Mom, that's really awesome. And so just, things like that, because the brain is misfiring. It's picking up certain pieces of information, putting them together to form a story. And then that's what comes out. But, but I also, part of the work is helping families understand, well, what do you do when Mom says that and it's not true? Yeah. Because the knee-jerk response is to tell Mom, no, Mom, that didn't happen. But that's not the right approach. Yeah. So we spend a lot of time in that area as well.
I will say for your event, as a older driver, that if you have a lot of parking, that's a plus.
So, plenty of parking. Lots of parking.
That's an attractive feature.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We've got a food truck. I mean, it's going to be it's going to be a fun evening.
Mm-hmm. And we've got Jonathan mentioned sponsorships. I want to give a couple of shout outs and then an invitation if we can. So we had presenting sponsor tables where as a presenting sponsor, you get room for 16. And the way we set that up is your business sponsors a table, but then you're also inviting 4 seniors from the community to join you. So you get to know each other and you share that charcuterie board and you share stories. So that's the way that's set up. So Vitality Living came out as our first presenting sponsor, and they're going to be bringing some of their own residents to share in that evening. But we have been gifted a sponsorship from K2 Medical. And they said, hey, we love what you guys are doing. Unfortunately, we can't be there, but we want to sponsor some local seniors. So anybody listening in assisted living, senior center, anybody, I've got 16 seats with the charcuterie board and the drinks that are a gift from K2 Medical. And then we also have the opportunity. It's free to attend, absolutely free to attend. We are going to benefit from some of the proceeds from the evening, but we've also got a guaranteed seat if you don't want to be standing room only or risk not having a place. We have that, and I've also got 10 guaranteed seats that I can gift to local seniors courtesy of Bluebird Home Care. So definitely want to make sure folks know how to reach out to me to grab those free seats.
And each of those comes with a drink ticket. Yeah. So a couple of housekeeping type things. Cedar Glade Brews, yes, we're a brewery. We make our own beer, but we also have all kinds of other beverages as well. Mm-hmm. We make a seltzer. We have ciders and mead and hard sodas and non-alc and whatever it is that you might want to drink that night, just sodas, whatever. You don't have to come and hang out and drink, and we're certainly not a place to come and get sloppy drunk. That's not our thing. So that'll be a lot of fun. We've got Spaghetti Monster food truck will be there, which is awesome. Spaghetti sandwiches. It is as good as it sounds, and probably the best chicken parm you've ever had. So they'll be there, and here's how I see this event being a success. Number one, does everybody have a good time? If everybody has a good time, it's a success. And number two, do you meet somebody that you didn't know before? And bonus points if that someone is a different generation from you, and you can share, kind of bridge some gaps and learn a little bit about how we got where we are, and quote unquote the good old days type thing, and just kind of solidify the community a little bit. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. I mean, like that, you get the old versus the new, and there'll be some people there look at a 65 and say, I remember when that was sitting new on the showroom floor, and you and I be looking at 1990 models that are now antiques, and we're thinking, how's that crazy, an antique, right? Yeah, it's just terrible.
Well, one of the worst days I ever had was when I was listening to 105.9, the classic rock station, and I heard a Pearl Jam song, and I went, "Oh, this is I'm not okay right now."
Well, not to anger anybody in the room, but some of us in the room might be considered classics ourselves.
Yeah.
It's a shorter window
Wayne,
than you
right?
think.
Just Wayne,
No,
Since you said that, I'll go ahead and confess that Pandora, has different timelines on their genre, and I've been listening here lately to the '60s, which Vietnam era songs and Woodstock, and I have to admit, the Moody Blues just takes me back to high school and junior high.
Well, I was in school in the 90s, in high school in the 90s, and you typically tend to think that your generation had the best music. That is completely false. The 60s was the best music.
I think so, especially the Vietnam era, the '65 to we also
72-ish, somewhere in there.
Well, we also refer to that time as the critter genre, because the animals, the birds, the crickets. I mean, there was a lot of bands that were named
Beatles.
after. Yeah, Beatles too.
Yeah.
So, but it's a lot of fun to listen to. But this is a really neat fundraising, opportunity for your program, and thank you for putting this together, Jonathan, because there's a lot of needy families there that need Cheryl's help.
Well, what really kind of pricked my heart on this is Cheryl's usually pretty adamant about distinguishing between Alzheimer's Tennessee and the National Alzheimer's Association.
Sure.
And both are very important organizations, and at the national level they focus a lot more on research and trying to get it under control and eradication and all of those things for the disease itself. Cheryl says, no, we're going to take you where you are, and we're going to help you get through this, and we're going to figure out ways to accommodate, figure out ways so that you can live with each other still and not have to be put in a facility somewhere, those types of things, and every penny of that stays right here at home. And I don't know, that was really important to me, to keep that money here in the community, helping people in the community.
And a cure is important, but dealing presently with a loved one that has this disease is paramount. That's day one.
That's right.
Yep.
And one of the things, Jonathan, to your point, is that the money we raise helps, as I mentioned, pay for all the programming we do. So coming up October the 17th, we've got our Caring and Coping Workshop, and that is specifically a day for caregivers. Now, it can be family or professional caregivers, but we bring in experts from all different types of fields to come in and just spend a day with caregivers to equip them, to give them tools, to give them tips and new things that they can leave that day and go home and use to provide care for their families. So that's one of the great programs that we're able to provide because of fundraisers like our Celebrate the Classics night. And we also have something coming up at Morning Glory Orchard that's specifically for the person living with dementia and their family caregiver, and it's a day out for them. We've got volunteers there that set up activities. We're equipped to help that caregiver if they need it. If they just need to step away to get a refill or step into the restroom, we've got it. We're there, because oftentimes they can't go anywhere. They can't do things because they're 100% providing that care. So we've taken care of that. We've got experts, trained people that will be there, that will support them and give them a wonderful morning out at Morning Glory Orchard. So that is October 22nd. If anyone is interested in that as well, or any of these events, we'll give my contact info.
The podcasts are so very informative as well. I've listened to, haven't listened to all of them, I'm sure, but the one I found the most interesting was helping the family deal with the patient dealing with all of the noise and festivities of a family get-together, and how there's so much stimulation that it just kind of makes the patient or the loved one so anxious.
Yeah, and that's a tough one because I get that call. We're getting close to the holidays. Can you guys believe that? They'll be coming up soon, and I get a lot of calls. Hey, should we take Mom home? Your mom would want to be here for Christmas. She'd want to see the grandchildren. Do we pick her up from the memory care? Do we not? And it's an individual conversation I have with families, but I also speak a lot about that as a holidays approach, because with this disease, oftentimes what we think is the right thing to do or what our heart wants to do, it's really counterintuitive. It's really the opposite. But what we also, one of the services we provide is we provide support groups for folks living with the disease, and we have programming for them as well. And so what their message has been is, please know we do want to be there. We're doing the very best that we can. But if we get up and walk away from the table, it's not because we don't love you or don't want to be there. Right. It's just too much. So we talk about having a quiet space and being okay with that. If Mom gets up and walks away, don't think, well, gosh, she doesn't even want to be with us. Just understand she has to in that moment. So we do. We spend a lot of time talking about how to prepare for that as well and make changes so we can still accommodate the person. You don't have to totally give up on the holidays, but you might just make some changes to make it more comfortable.
Well, you got to coach the rest of the family up, because when Mom or Dad or whoever's suffering, when they ask the same question or make the same statement, half a dozen or a dozen times, you don't need to correct them.
Right.
You just need to nod and smile.
Right. Because for them, because of the short-term memory issues, it's the first time they've heard it every time.
Right.
And you can give them information, and 10 minutes later, it's not on that shelf. We've talked about that before. Like the toilet paper, we're in 2020, it wasn't on the shelf. Short-term memories are not put on that shelf, so they're not there at all. So they can't access something that was never there to begin with. So, yeah.
I know this first portion of the show we're talking about the fundraiser, and that's so very important. But maybe in the second segment we dive back into some of the types. I remember, I guess there's 80 different types of dementia, and Alzheimer's, I believe, is the most, I don't want to say popular, but
most commonly diagnosed.
Prevalent.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely. I'm always up for all the questions.
Will you be doing the cornhole as well that night?
That would not be a problem to set that up. Not at all.
Well, it sounds like we've got a competitor here, so we're going to have to.
That's of course, I have a debilitating hand issue with.
It's already come up with excuses. You see how that works, right? See how that happens.
Hey, all that goes away once you have a couple of beers.
They got a new game for geezers. It's called Washers. Have you played Washers?
Washers is fun. It's harder.
It's closer. It's harder.
Yeah.
You don't have to be as far away.
Well, with my carpal tunnel, I really need something more difficult.
Now,
thanks, brother.
Here's a fun.
Thank you, Commissioner Rick.
Here's a fun thing, though, is you may not be aware of this, but 50 Forward, there's a couple of different locations. They have a cornhole league. Like, that's a thing. And my friend Ralph Bristol, I don't know if you guys know Ralph, used to be on WTN.
I don't know him, but I've listened to him a lot.
Incredible guy. And he got this all going, and it's a way just to get seniors out doing something, physical, but it's not overly strenuous. And some of those guys are good. I mean, really good. Like beat most of the younger people.
So that sounds something more. It's funny, my wife in healthcare, the number one people in right now for ACL surgeries are seniors, because they've all gone to pickleball. And they're all tearing ACLs and MCLs, but they're lining up for ACL surgeries because they've gone out and tried to play pickleball.
See, that's why I don't play. That's it. That's why.
Yeah, it just doesn't mix well.
I would think Achilles injuries would be prevalent as well, maybe.
I'm not really sure how you hit a pickle. That's what I can't figure out. How does it bounce?
Is it sweet or is it a deal?
Yeah, gherkins.
That's as about it as I do, man. I ain't never.
Well, there is a kitchen. I know there's a kitchen in pickleball.
There you go.
Hey, we're up against our first break. You're listening to WGNS, the Roundtable Show with Rick and Wayne. We have awesome guests with us today. Cheryl Blanchard with Alzheimer's Tennessee and Jonathan Harmon with Cedar Glade. They're talking about a great event they're having this weekend, September the 5th from 5 to 9. At Cedar Glade Brewery here in Murfreesboro. And just reach out if you're listening to this, Alzheimer's Tennessee, or reach out directly to Jonathan over there at Cedar Glade, and he'll help you as far as getting tickets and even a table. They got a couple left, so jump in there. But we'll take our first break. Be right back with you in just a minute.
For 75 years, Murfreesboro Medical Clinic has been a cornerstone of health and compassion in our community. From our humble beginnings to the advanced, comprehensive care we offer today, our commitment to you has never wavered. With 8 locations across Murfreesboro and Middle Tennessee and over 100 physicians, we continue to provide the highest standard of care. Then, now, and always, your health is our mission.
Well, yeah, I'll be right there.
It takes all of us to power a community, both in plain sight and behind the scenes. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
Are you tired of feeling like just another number with your insurance provider? At Rayburn Insurance Agency in Smyrna, Agent Rick Hall prides himself on offering personalized service that puts you first. Every client's needs are unique. From personal home and auto coverage to tailored business insurance, Rick Hall's got you covered. Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance Agency in Smyrna, where you're more than just a policy number. You're a neighbor.
This is Chip Walters, and I'm honored to be your 2024 MTAR Realtor of the Year. I'm with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates, and like many of you, I've seen the real estate market shift and change. People often ask, Chip, what's really going on? Well, that's a great question, and I believe in answering with solid, factual data. So let's cut through some of the noise. I invite you to reach out. Let's have a conversation about your real estate goals and the current market trends in your neighborhood. You can find all my contact information at choosechip.net.
Every month of the year is wedding season. Hi, this is Trevor from Bell Jewelers. We have 4 different vendors that have bridal pieces. We probably have over 200 different engagement rings for you to look at with different stone shapes, white gold, yellow gold, platinum. So if you don't know what you're looking for in an engagement ring, come in here to Bell Jewelers and we have many options for you to look at. Nothing sparkles like a Bell Jewelers diamond. Come see us at Bell Jewelers, 821 Northwest Broad Street, across from Toots.
Good Neighbor Events is brought to you by the law offices of John Day, AmeriCare Pest Control, and Old National Bank.
This is a paid legal ad.
At the law offices of John Day, we take only real cases that make a real difference.
My name is Laura Lynn, and my family needed legal help. The law offices of John Day took the burden really off of my shoulders. Never once did I feel secondary to anything else that was going on.
We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. And if you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too. Seriously injured? Call me, John Day.
Let's check the WGNS Good Neighbor events. The Red Cross is still critically low on blood. Please give the gift of life. Phone the Red Cross at 800-RED-CROSS and make an appointment at a time that fits your schedule. Don't you dare miss Oakland's Mansion's Fall Arts and Crafts Fair. It's this Saturday, 10 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. In addition to the great arts and crafts, there will be live music on the front porch at Oakland's Mansion. Oakland's Mansion's Fall Arts and Craft Fair, 10 until 4 this Saturday. Put on your blue suede shoes and head over to the Art Center of Cannon County in neighboring Woodbury this weekend. Shake, rattle, and roll. 7:30 Saturday night and a 2 o'clock matinee on Sunday at the Art Center of Cannon County in neighboring Woodbury. And don't forget Main Street, Murfreesboro's Saturday Marketplace, 8 in the morning until noon this Saturday, all around the historic Rutherford County Courthouse. At the same time in Smyrna, there's the Depot District Farmers Market. Both are 8 until noon this Saturday. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Rutherford weather.
We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms at times this afternoon. A blend of clouds and sunshine develops, a high in the mid-80s. Tonight, chance for showers and storms, low near 62. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki from the WGNS Rutherford Weather Center.
Currently, it's 68.
WGNS is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. MTE's Drive EV program has resources for members who would like to learn more about all aspects of EVs. MTE is developing programs and educational materials to answer member questions. Learn more at driveev.com.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
And good morning and welcome back to the second segment of Tuesday Mornings with Rick and Wayne. And it's certainly our pleasure to have Cheryl Blanchard, who is the Middle Tennessee Regional Director for Alzheimer's Tennessee, and Jonathan Harmon, who is one of the partners of, I was going to say Cedar Grove.
We talked about that.
But it is Cedar Glade.
That's correct.
With no S.
No S.
And but let's give another plug for the fundraiser and maybe let's re-educate our audience a little bit about dementia if we have time.
You want to go ahead on the fundraiser?
Sure. Okay. So we're throwing a party on Friday night. The official party starts at 5 o'clock. Music starts at 7. So we'll have a food truck there. We'll have a cruise in. We've got a special beer called Geezer Old Ale that'll be served. Yep, that's right. Mr. Bill Wilson, Mr. Murfreesboro is going to be our MC. It's going to be a good time. So tables available that come with drinks and charcuterie boards. And then the whole goal is to, A, raise money for Alzheimer's Tennessee, but B, mix some of those different generations up and hear stories and just kind of build some community out there.
And there's plenty of parking.
Lots of parking.
So with it being a brewery, you've got all kinds of drinks that not. But what's your top 4 that you sell? And go a little bit specific if you can about this Geezer Old Ale. What's going to happen?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, our by far our number one seller is our just plain old American lager. It's called Lytle Creek, and we sell a lot of that beer. We also have a toasted pecan porter that's a little bit lighter body, so it's good year round. Doesn't matter how hot it is outside. And that tends to be close to our second best seller. We just started making our own seltzer, which, believe it or not, has taken off. People like that. It's gluten free, and so if you have an issue with grains or whatever gluten, it's actually pretty delicious. Which I never in my life thought I would say that about a seltzer, but it's pretty good. But the Geezer Old Ale, so it's a specific style. There's a specific grain bill that goes into that. It's an English style. Typically, it's served out of casks, so wooden barrels. We don't have a wooden barrel, so it's going to be kind of an Americanized version of it. But it's good. It's malty and it's smooth. It's got a little bit higher alcohol content. You should be about 6.5%, as opposed to 4.5 to 5.0 for a lager. And it'll be great for that night.
With us, I know we've still got a little time, but moving so quickly towards Christmas, of course, ale is a festive drink, but you mentioned mead, and I don't know, we read about mead in a lot of the old English stories through high school, through school. So what is mead?
So mead is fermented honey. So it's some people might even call it a honey wine. But the alcohol in mead comes from fermenting honey as opposed to grain sugar like you would for beer. And we don't make a mead. That's a very specific process, different equipment than what we have. But we have a huge can cooler. That's one of the things that we do a little different. We've got over 100 different selections in our can cooler, and that includes hard soda, mead, other seltzers, hard kombucha, which is fermented green tea. A totally different.
I would not have known.
Yeah.
what that was.
Kombucha is
Kombucha's
delicious.
good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan. It's weird if you never had it before. You're gonna go, it's fantastic.
It's so good for you.
Mm-hmm.
So good for you.
Oh, it's an alcoholic drink that is good for you.
Yeah, it's probiotic. So it's alive.
Are you open right now?
Yeah.
Well, you can get it not.
Yeah, you can get it non-alcoholic.
I'm learning to make it actually.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's its own thing.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge fan. But it's fermented green tea, so a little bit different than all the rest of it.
So the mead, is it in a can or is that something?
What we serve is in a can.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So what's the alcohol content of that? Because I know there's a big push right now because they say everything starts in your gut, and if you can get a good probiotic or something to keep gut health, that you'll find it better. But what's the alcohol content on something like that?
So most of your hard kombucha is 5 to 6%. So it's not. I mean, it's on par with the beer. We carried a brand, and we do still sometimes that is hits 8%. Wow. So it's a little bit stronger. We don't always have that brand. I don't think we have it right now. Mead is interesting because a lot of mead starts at 11 or 12%. So it's definitely more like a
exactly
wine.
why I asked that, because in researching a little bit, it seems like it's a really high.
It's more like wine, but they do what they call a session mead, and so they'll dilute that down, and we can't sell anything that's over 10%. So the meads that we sell are 5.5 to maybe 7%.
Something I never thought that I'd like, but I do, is grapefruit beer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we carry one called Stiegl Radler. It's one of the most famous in the world.
Yep.
And it's fantastic. And on a hot day, there's nothing better.
Probably need to get a 6-pack after I mow.
Now, fun fact, it's a very, very low alcohol content. Stiegel's only about 2.5%.
Okay.
So I can tell you, there's something for everybody at Cedar Lake, which is one of the reasons I love it so much. I love Jonathan, don't love beer. I've just never acquired a taste for it, so I love that I can go hang out there. You've got the great outdoor patio area, plenty of space inside, often live music. Very often there's somebody on the stage playing and just people hanging out at tables together. I've been to birthday parties there and other gatherings, but there's really something for everybody, because with the ciders, the seltzers, the other things, even though I don't drink beer, I still just love hanging out there with friends.
And I'll throw this out there, even if you don't drink alcohol, which is perfectly fine with me. Mr. Murfreesboro's very outspoken about his sobriety, and we take care of those folks as well. I mean, we've got non-alcoholic beers, several of them that actually are pretty good, because usually they're not. But we have some that are pretty good, and we've got some craft sodas as well. We've got Cola's 10 out of 10 Insane Lemonade. Which you've never had that. That's a locally made lemonade that was invented by a 6-year-old.
Yes.
And it's flipping delicious.
It's good
by a what?
6-year-old.
Yeah.
It's his recipe. Now, it's not alcoholic. It's just lemonade. But it's bottled right here in Rutherford County. And
wow.
It is delicious. It's some of the best lemonade you'll ever have.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I am too.
He drew the label and everything. It's pretty cool.
That is way cool.
Yeah.
So there's really something for everybody there. It's a great place to come hang out anytime, Friday night especially. But certainly any other night of the week, just a great place to go hang out with friends. And
you can also get a spaghetti sandwich.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I forgot, what's the company that's doing the charcuterie boards?
I have the card at home.
Something social.
Yeah, you guys did that.
Oh my goodness, I totally blew it. I'm sorry. I will make it up to you, but the charcuterie, I've seen pictures of what they're doing, and so if you're a table sponsor, you will have plenty to munch on for the entirety of the show.
And share with some local classics.
Tell where you're at. It's a lot of people that don't know.
So we're right in the middle of town, actually. So if you know where Chewy's is on Broad Street, you got Chewy's and Chili's next to each other, and there's a road in between. That's Ridgely Road, and we're right behind Chewy's on Ridgely.
Can't miss it. Good deal. Sherry, you want to go into a little bit about why we're doing all this, or why you're having the fundraiser this weekend, and what's it going to go towards?
Yeah, absolutely. So, a lot of people, the word nonprofit. But the majority of people think when you're a nonprofit, you still get government funding, maybe federal funds or state funds. And I can't tell you how many people were asking me about this as some things were changed at the federal level. Wow, is this going to impact you? And I said, no, absolutely not. For us as a nonprofit, every penny that we have to do the work we do is raised through events like this. So again, love partnering with local businesses, and you guys know how much I love Murfreesboro as a transplant, but love partnering with local businesses. So we raise those funds, and that allows us to do everything that we do, from answering the phone when a family calls. In fact, I got a voicemail to call back today that said, "Hey, we took my mom to the doctor. They think she's got dementia. We don't know what to do." Starting from that, or something's up. Can you tell us how to get a diagnosis, or even what is dementia? And we just walk with those families all the way through. We get them connected to support groups. We provide great educational events like the Caring and Coping Workshop that's coming up. It allows me to go into communities and train their staff how to interact with folks that have a diagnosis. There are great approaches that I've been trained in that I can share with them, and that's free to those agencies, again, because of fundraisers like this. All of the education we put out, every brochure. I train police departments, speak at Rotary clubs and Kiwanis clubs, and teach at churches. So every bit of that work, anything and everything to do with supporting families dealing with a diagnosis, that's what these fundraisers help us to do.
You touched on that with law enforcement. Me and doing 25 years and retiring out, but it is amazing the hats that police officers today have to carry.
No doubt.
The weight of. I mean, not only you're running around with 50 pounds of extra weight on your body, but you're playing social worker and caregiver and best big brother to the kids, to coping with families that deal with illnesses and things like this. It's just the hats that they got to wear today,
and change so quickly. Within any call, you might wear 6 or 7 different hats.
We're always judged by that 2 seconds that we spend.
And now it's on a video because somebody had a cell phone, right?
Yes,
yeah, and so just helping them understand, it may look like drugs, it may look like intoxication, it may look like mental illness, and then, as you said, in that few seconds, you've got to try to figure that out. If it looks like dementia, hey, let me show you some ways to approach that person that are going to make it a much more positive experience for everybody. And then on previous shows, we've talked about the Silver Alert, and that is still just saving lives. So that we work with the TBI and with local law enforcement to get that Silver Alert issued and bring those folks safely back home. And then any family that is providing care to someone with a diagnosis can call me or email me, and we will gladly send them out a free kit. It's a Silver Alert kit that helps them make sure they gather all the information that law enforcement needs to get that alert issued, so that we can find those folks. And I tell you, it's one thing that makes me happy every day. I see one issued. That's not the happy part, but when I get that email resolved, it is amazing the work that law enforcement and the TBI are doing with those Silver Alerts.
Yeah, years ago, I backed up an officer. I was a detective, obviously, I was coming back from like lunch or somewhere, and they checked out and they called out on the radio and said they had a possible DUI driver. And I thought, well, I'm close in case I'd sent there until the next guy got there. And there was a lady, elderly lady, obviously, but you could tell in her eyes she was like looking through us. She wasn't comprehending anything, and we ended up finding her wallet and opening it up to find an idea about who she was. And in there, she had that old style it had to flip full of pictures.
Right.
And I took that and started showing her, asking her who that was, and something clicked in her, and she started telling me all about who they were and everything else. So we had this whole big rapport conversation going on, and I was like, hey, there's something more going on here. Well, she was hit Silver Alert, which we didn't have for years, and she was on a Silver Alert that came out of Cheatham County.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She ended up in Smyrna.
Yeah.
And, but it was just that picture album, and unfortunately, the family didn't put anything in her wallet. We tried to coach them after that. Hey, put something in there for emergency contact so we could have found you quicker. But just that little photo album, we figured out really quick something else was going on.
I'm expecting my children to put an air tag in my wallet.
You don't have one yet? It's in your car.
Well, you bring up a point that they go and they might forget where they were going or why they were going, but that feeling that they were going somewhere is still in there. So from Cheatham County to here, they just go until they run out of gas or something.
Cheryl, can you speak to what kind of support do you give to people that are newly diagnosed? I mean, the family is important, the caregivers are important, But I mean, it is terrifying to me that at some point I might sit across the table from a doctor or a desk from a doctor and hear, "Hey, I'm sorry, Jonathan, you've got Alzheimer's."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not real bad yet, so I'm still functioning.
Right.
But I know, like in that moment, I know it's going to get a lot worse.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Well, it's devastating, as you can imagine. And before I answer that, I want to say something to what you said. Families or people often say to me, well, they can't possibly have Alzheimer's because they know it. And I'm like, no. But like you said, if I went right now, you would know it. So I just want to clear that up, because a lot of people think, well, they say, they can't possibly have Alzheimer's because they know it. Not true. Obviously, in the early stages, you would know, and it is devastating. So we have something called Memory Cafe, where people with a diagnosis get together virtually. We have some in-person activities. I don't have that here yet in Middle Tennessee, but over in other parts of the state where we have offices, we have that. And we bring those folks together just to talk to each other, to go out, to do things like sort of what we're doing at the Orchard, just have time together to get to meet other people. So we do connect them in that way. But we found that they really needed a place where they could talk about how they were feeling and what they were going through. So we actually started a support group for people with a diagnosis. It's online. We don't have those in person, but we connect them. I've also gotten in contact with some therapists in the area that work with people that get diagnosed with any kind of chronic illness and just all the emotions that go along with that one. Certainly, this is a chronic illness. And so I know some of them, and I get them connected with those folks as well that can just help them talk through. They certainly can call me, and we'll sit and talk, and I have done that with many of them. But the main thing that our message would be to anybody with a diagnosis is you can still live well. It doesn't mean it's the end right now. So I'm going to talk to them about brain health, which is something we've talked a lot about. There's a lot you can do to take care of your brain, to slow that progression. And then we also get them connected through our online Live Well Academy, where other people who have been diagnosed share their stories, and they share how they get through and what they do to continue to live well. So a lot of support services for folks with a diagnosis.
Good deal. You're listening to Tuesday Morning Roundtable with Rick and Wayne. We're up against our second break here. You've been listening to Cheryl Blanchard and Jonathan Harmon. We're talking this weekend a fundraiser they're having from 5 to 9 this Friday night, September the 5th at Cedar Lake Breweries on Ridgely Road, right?
That's it.
Behind Chewy's and what's the... I just went blank too, buddy.
Chili's.
Chili's on the other side.
Yeah.
But,
just road right between the two.
Can't miss it. But we'll take our second break. Be right back with you.
For 75 years, Murfreesboro Medical Clinic has been a cornerstone of health and compassion in our community. From our humble beginnings to the advanced, comprehensive care we offer today, our commitment to you has never wavered. With 8 locations across Murfreesboro and Middle Tennessee and over 100 physicians, we continue to provide the highest standard of care. Then, now, and always, your health is our mission.
When the weather turns bad, minutes, even seconds matter.
This is an early heads up for southern Rutherford County.
Rutherford Weather brings you live radar and expert meteorologist insight, giving you the early heads up when storms threaten.
A lot of areas are going to see some impacts from this storm.
From analysis to live camera views, we keep you informed before, during, and after the storm.
I think the vast majority of the hail with this now is going to be quarter to perhaps golf ball size.
Rutherford Weather. Stay ahead of the storm.
Get ready for an unforgettable night and support First Shot. Autumn at the Alley is coming to Oakland's Mansion Tuesday, September 24th from 6 to 9 p.m. Sip on fine bourbon, wine, and spirits, enjoy premium cigars, and feast on incredible food from the Alley on Main, all while enjoying live music under the stars. Proceeds benefit First Shot's Academic All-Stars and Send the Kid to Camp programs. Find out more on their Facebook page and through Eventbrite, Autumn at the Alley, September 24th.
This is Kim Dunaway from Sunshine Nutrition Center. You hear me on Monday mornings at 7:20 talking about how to lead a healthier lifestyle. We carry supplements, personal care, and grocery items at both our Murfreesboro and Smyrna locations, family owned and operated since 1989.
This is Hannah Bleem here at the Rutherford County Farmers Market. This year, the Farmers Market is celebrating 50 years of being open, and we're here to talk to different vendors today.
Tyler Campbell here, owner of Kettle Classic Gourmet Popcorn.
You can come check us out at the Rutherford County's Farmers Market every Tuesday and Friday, where we offer up fresh kettle corn and caramel corn. You can also come and see us at the storefront at 5525 Franklin Road. We have multiple flavors of gourmet popcorn. Kettle Classic Gourmet Popcorn. Tyler Campbell here. You can come check us out at the Rutherford County's Farmers Market every Tuesday and Friday, where we offer up fresh kettle corn and caramel corn.
Thank you so much. The Rutherford County Farmers Market is open on Tuesdays and Fridays from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. at 315 John R. Rice Boulevard in Murfreesboro until October 31st. This year, the Farmers Market is celebrating 50 years of being open. This is Hannah Bleem here at the Rutherford County Farmers Market.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
And welcome back to the third and final segment of Tuesday Mornings with Rick and Wayne. And we've certainly had we've had a great time. Time has just flown by with Cheryl Blanchard, the director of Middle Tennessee the Middle Tennessee Regional Director of Alzheimer's Tennessee. I screwed that one up. See if I can screw with Jonathan's introduction to one of the owners of Cedar Glade.
So what are those early symptoms, Cheryl?
Difficulty with language.
I'd like to sit down and talk through that with my friend Wayne over there.
Yeah, Cheryl's going to give me some kind of test here in a little bit. So talk about the fundraiser. This is a really big deal.
Yeah, well, we are so excited. Again, it's all about local. It's all about a local nonprofit partnering with a local business to share an evening with local folks to raise proceeds to stay in the local community. So we're super excited. Jonathan, Cedar Glade Brews, great place. If you've never been, this is the night to come. Go back and support him, absolutely. But come on out this Friday from 5 to 9. We've got a classic car cruise in. Mr. Murfreesboro is going to be our MC. He'll be up there telling some stories, hopefully some great ones, about Jonathan.
Who knows what he's going to say? I mean, it's worth the price of admission just
for that.
Yeah.
And speaking of admission, it's actually free to attend.
That's why it's worth the price.
It's worth the price,
yeah.
but we do have sponsorships available. Our presenting sponsors are fulfilled, so we're excited. We're thankful to Vitality Living and K2 Medical Research for being presenting sponsors. And what that looks like is they're going to have tables with charcuterie, drink tickets, and some of their staff is going to be at the table, and they're also sponsoring local seniors to sit at that table and join them. Mm-hmm. We've got guaranteed seating available. I think it's $25 for a guaranteed seat and a drink ticket. Mm-hmm. But come on out, standing room, listen to the band dance, check out the cars, and mainly the vision for this has always been that we're just going to bring in local seniors. It's Grandparents Weekend, right? Bring in local seniors, bring in members of the community. Just get to know somebody you don't know. Learn their stories.
So who's this party for? I mean, this party is for every generation. Mm-hmm. We welcome kids at our brewery. We welcome dogs at our brewery. But grab your parents, grab your grandparents, whatever, and just come hang out. The parking lot's nice and shaded. By about 5:30, so it's going to be a warm day, but it'll be really nice in the evening. Vagabond Train is super fun. You'll know all the songs that they play. You'll be able to sing along. It'll be a good time, and just meet somebody that you don't know. It'll be awesome.
Yeah. So our seniors that are our honored guests, we're going to have a name tag on them that says "I'm a Classic." And then we'll put their name on there, so it'll be easy to identify folks.
What's the beginning age of that for us?
I'm
committed to go, and now you're bringing name tags up.
They got to show their AARP card to get
class reunion. You got to always have a name tag. Remember,
it's less than we think. What is it? A classic car is what, 25? And an antique starts at.
I'm not a double nickel till November.
I said earlier, I think we might all be classics in this room, but definitely we reached out to the local assisted living communities. I'll be following up with them this week. We've got some folks coming out. Gosh, Tennessee State Veterans Home is bringing some folks out. Get to know these folks. Go shake their hands and thank them for their service. We're reaching out to the senior centers. But honestly, anybody that's listening, if you've got a grandparent you want to bring out and let us honor them, bring them out. As I mentioned, K2 Medical is a presenting sponsor. I've got 2 tables. That is 16 seats with charcuterie and drink tickets that they're gifting to local seniors in the community. So if you are one or know one, call me. Reserve one of those spots. spots for you, we're happy to give it to you. There are some guaranteed seats and drink tickets courtesy of Bluebird Home Care. I've got 10 of those that she just wants to gift those to some of our local seniors. So again, if you are one or know one, give me a call. I'll reserve those seats for you. But everybody coming out.
Let's real quick give the contact info. So if you do want to buy a table still, there are still a couple available, or if you want to buy a seat, there's a couple of different ways that you can get tickets for this.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can call me for the ones that are our gifts, and that's 615-580-4244. And the website to go if you want to have a guaranteed seat, again, it's free to attend, but if you want to make sure you've got a seat and a drink ticket available, that is www.alztennessee.org/classics. My email is just my name. It's cheryl.blanchard@tnalz.org. So definitely reach out. Those tickets are going to go fast because, like I said, I'm reaching out to folks today to try to fill those seats for K2 Medical and Bluebird Home Care. If you want one, you got to give me a call before I give them all away. 615-580-4244.
And we've also got the ticket link, of course, on Cedar Glades social media. So check
this
that out.
is a good feel-good event that could help you get past the disappointment that we experienced this past Saturday. So,
why you got to bring that back up?
Well, it's always good to talk about your hurt.
Yeah.
So
I feel like this could turn into what was it? Festivus, airing of grievances.
Drowned it in seltzer.
Well, God bless you for what you do, Cheryl, and God bless you for this fundraiser, Jonathan, to help. But you're a Rotarian, so this is what Rotarians do as well. So thank you for that.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, you're constantly stepping up, Jonathan. I commend you for all the things, this program and others that you do. You're always there for this community, and
for sure,
it's amazing.
I appreciate that.
You knew. So, what else we got going on this rest of the year for you guys? Is this your last fundraiser of the year? Or what do you got?
No.
I figured you might have more. So if you want to,
there'll be a lot of those
last
coming
couple
up.
minutes, knock it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Caring and Coping Workshop, that's for caregivers, family, and professional. That is October the 17th. That'll be over in Brentwood. You can also go on the Alzheimer's Tennessee website, alztennessee.org/workshops to find registration material for that. We've got the event for people with a diagnosis and their caregivers coming up on October 22nd. Out at Morning Glory Orchard. Reach out to me about that if you want to send someone. And then if you like, again, music and cars and fun, we have an event coming up on Wednesday. I think it's September 24th, called Race Across the State. We talked about the Silver Alert earlier. That's a fundraiser. We partner with Walmart stores across the country. And y'all, we actually have a big purple pace car that goes from Mississippi all the way up to Bristol. And we stop for pit stops at Walmart stores across the way. So I have the Dixon store and the store on Old Fort Parkway. So Walmart partners with us to raise awareness. So you can go on my website for that as well and come out and join us there just for a party in the parking lot. Food trucks, music, and fun cars. Yeah.
It is.
Guys, one last time this Friday night, September the 5th from 5 to 9 p.m. We want to see you out at Cedar Glade Breweries to celebrate a great night and a fundraiser. So bring your wallet or bring your debit card or your
all of the above,
so you can Apple Pay and make it a great night. But thank you for everybody listening. And I want to say, I walked in today and we're gonna have to get a trophy case for the hall of the awards that WGNS. I wake up first thing in the morning, and if you're not doing it, wgnsradio.com with the news links we got now and our online presence we've got. It seems like we're like the #1 news station is up Rutherford County now as well. And
congratulations.
It's
just a great event.
News, that's for sure.
Exactly. But everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next week as usual.
Cheers, y'all.
Subscribe to Big G TV, local content that matters to Rutherford County.